Darkness conceals unspeakable horrors within. Behind each spirit, a story. A past known to few, but a curse put on the many. Follow me into this darkness as we go on the incredible journey that is Darkgathering. Anime this road back, and I have a banger for you today.
Is it a banger?
Yes. Oh my god.
We have the bone-shaking, spirit-trembling Darkgathering to look at. I never choose to watch a horror movie in my free time. I'm actually still scarred from watching The Ring as a child, but Darkgathering is absolutely worth making an exception to my rule. But if you're like me, just make sure you only watch when the sun is up, since things can get real spooky ghosts up and in here. Although this is a horror, there's a lot of humor to balance the dark nature of the show, cause I'm usually the friend in the back of the theater, ignoring the horror movie my friends have forced me to watch. So you can take my word for it. You can get through this even if you really don't like horror, or if you get scared easily, as this anime is 100% worth your time. And this is worth your time mainly for my main girl. As she slices onto the scene, she puts the pedal to the metal and is the driving force behind this show. It's like Death the Kid got a spooky, hilarious little sister that loves death and the supernatural. She is always down to go to a haunted location and is the first one to make jokes in a deadpan nature. So don't let her size fool you. She may be small, but she's an incredible badass. Well, you kind of have to be to fight these spirits with absolutely no fear. Let's just say, if I was stuck in a haunted mansion, there is no one I would rather have by my side than her, because she is quick to come up with a plan, and she excels in high pressure situations, and she's both the brains and the brawn behind each spirit encounter. But whether it be her ignoring personal space to get what she wants, like some fingernails, or just being so curious that she slides up next to you, Yayoi is actually such a deep and interesting character who never fails to disappoint. But second only to her craziness is her tragic backstory, as this story is a real tearjerker. Poor Yayoi here was just cruising with her parents, and a spirit came and decided to take them from her early. But instead of crying, she does the next best thing. Decides I'm going Rambo on these trash ass spirits and making sure they go onto the afterlife the easy way or the hard way. Well, it's never the easy way. Hey, I'm all here for this revenge plot. It gives her more fuel to never back down from a fight. Our two other main characters have a not so tragic backstory. Although Yayoi is the reason they were here, let's start off seeing Keitaro, who has been able to see spirits for years and gets connected to Yayoi by being her tutor, as Yayoi lives with one of his best friends, Echo. Our tutor here just wants to free himself of a curse that's connected him and Echo for years. Although he's a coward, he's able to put on a brave face in order to save Echo, and although Echo isn't able to see spirits or have any special powers, we see there's a lot more to her than just a pretty face. But before we continue, we have to talk about the battle mechanics.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No, this isn't a video game, although it definitely could be one. And this isn't Jujutsu, where you fight with cursed energy. This isn't some Ghostbusters, where you need a machine to suck in the ghosts. No, this is Pokemon Ghost Type Edition. To beat a spirit, you need to capture a spirit, and a spirit gets stronger by destroying other spirits, like a true Rat King. This leads to crazy battles, where they are not only outgunned, but outnumbered, and need to find a way to use their current spirits to not only survive, but also capture the spirit that they're fighting. Since there's no point in winning the fight if you don't then level up. But alright, let's get on to why we need to capture the spirits. To defeat evil, you need to have a bit of evil at your control. And the way to make a spirit subservient is to make sure it has a piece of you, so that if you're gonna get hit, the spirit gets hit instead. It's kinda like a Soul Link run in Pokemon, if you're familiar with that, where if one person goes down, another one also has to go down. And this leads to so many layers in the story of how to resource manage so you don't exhaust your supply of spirits just getting one new one. Or if you do, making sure that new one is way worth it. The world building borrows from classic stories. Each encounter is another chess match. Sometimes it's brute force, but a lot of times our characters here need to be on their guard and get creative, or else they might just end up becoming the very thing they were trying to capture, as they live a life constantly on the edge of life and death. The characters are actually all pretty good. I have already raved on about Yayoi, but Echo has some mystery to her that we still don't know about, as she is the main motivation of Keitaro, the tutor, who also works as bait. Now it does seem that without Yayoi, these characters are, well, useless, as she is the one that really understands how to fight spirits and is always saving them from various situations. And this can lead to an imbalance when interacting with the spirits. Keitaro does try to pick up some slack, as he's the only one that can actually see them, but his growth from absolute cowardice to decent partner is an interesting development. But as I said, Keitaro is important not only as Bei due to his spirit sensitivity, but he's one of the few people in the world that can relate and understand our main girl, Yayoi. As seeing spirits really doesn't make you popular, meaning the relationship between these characters can range from creepy to downright heartwarming, as the girls have a fun bond since Echo is always supporting Yayoi and she isn't afraid of anything spirits or darkness. Meanwhile, Keitaro is that coward, just trying to get through today's tutoring lesson. But he forces himself to fight these spirits, but because he's able to understand what it means to be alone and different, it creates a nice older brother relationship with Yayoi. Now, with all the things great here, there have to be some areas of improvement. Well, as you can probably tell, the animation, it's fine. Sometimes it has good moments, but overall it's just okay. As most anime, it's pretty serviceable. Nothing too bad that makes you cringe, but also no moments that you go, wow, I need to go back and see that just one more time. The story also takes a little bit to get going. The end goal is to get strong enough to beat this final boss, but there are a lot of random curses that come up that doesn't feel connected in the story. The reasoning is just, well, Keitaro is a wonderful bait, which can work at times, when the end result of the spirit encounter results in them getting another spirit or learning more about the end boss. But it takes until episode 10 just to get a decent look at a mini boss. So the pacing can definitely use some work. Although they use these moments to increase the friendships and the relationship between these characters, there are definitely some parts that can be cut out. We do get Grandma, who just starts off funny, and another member of the crew down the line, but it doesn't fix the imbalance of fighting spirits. They simply become someone else to protect, and as Keitaro's growth is slow, this can lead to Keitaro's cowardice growing old for viewers. And lastly, it's a creepy show. It's exactly what you expect from a horror anime, and that may turn some people off, because there are a lot of creepy and dark things happening, and a lot of moments you just go, ugh, what was that?
Oh my god, what is that?
Sometimes we just want to be surrounded by happiness and having good things in the world, as real life is dark enough, and this world is dark in all senses of the word. From a lot of the scenery to what's happening to our characters, we start off with an orphan that's seeking revenge and a main character that's cursed, so it already starts off swinging. Our main characters are backed by some stellar voice actors and actresses. We have Yu Sasahara as my main girl Yayoi, who you may recognize as Emilico from Shadow's House. Or possibly you recognize Echo's voice actress, Kana, who played Kanade in Angel Beats. But you can't forget our last main character, who is voiced by Nobunaga, who plays Shanks in One Piece, and Shinichi in Parasite. Not to mention a whole bunch of other bangers. Coming in at a 7.36 on my animated list, and a 7.86 on live chart, you already know I'm sitting this closer to an 8. Animated by OLM, the people behind shows such as Berserk, Odd Taxi, Komi, and a million Pokemon movies. Wow, they really like themselves some Pokemon. Huh, look at that. All I can say is don't get scared of the 25 episode count for this anime and catch all of the episodes of this new horror on Hidive, or wherever you decide to sail the high seas. That's before you watch. I have some facts, personal opinion, and analysis. But I want to hear from all of you. If you watched the show, watching it, or plan to watch it, let me know anything Dark Gathering in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And if you did, watch another one of my videos as I talk about anything and everything animated. This has been Anime Disrobed, and Dark Gathering has officially been disrobed.